Hey, Shalom and Shalom. And to start off, so by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Kakadash, that belongs to the Apostle of Great Millstone, and honor to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh, that's the real name of whom the world ignorantly calls God. Jehovah Yahweh, his real name is Yahweh, and his son's true name is Yahweh Shai. Alright, when we pray Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bah meaning in, Ha meaning the, Sham meaning name, or Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Right. So it's a quick one. This is it's actually one I wanted to do a couple of like a week or so back. So I'm only able to get to it now. But basically I'd seen a picture of someone who had claimed at some point in their life that they were that they were a part of this thing of ours, that they were Hebrew. I won't name names or whatever. It's not my place to do that. Right. But their profile picture was just all kinds of off. Like, cause I was trying to sell something right on the marketplace, right? And then would you call it? I just, clicked around and I saw this guy's profile and I was just there like, wait, what? And basically this geezer, it was all kind of off. That's the whole point of it, man. Right? His profile picture was off, gives the wrong vibe, and anyone who knows what he had at some point taught will try and link back what he was doing in his profile back to us. Right. That made me think of this precept here. It says 1 Thessalonians 5:22. It says abstain from all appearances of evil. Right. And hey, look, man, that is a question that it has to be asked. How does it look? You get certain things that it's done, in good faith, but hey, sometimes things just don't look good. Like this particular thing, right? One, I'll say it looked like he was holding a firearm, but I knew it was uh, more than likely like a paintball gun. But the whole way that the picture was composed, and everything, and especially knowing that the devil that we're dealing with, right? You gotta ask yourself, how does this look on the outside, right? To the outside world, right? Because once again, we know that he's gonna start using anything and everything to try and, throw brothers under the bus, right? But then also you get certain things even amongst us. Sometimes it might do something that's perfectly lawful, but then it's sort of like, well, how does it look? In fact, Romans 14, I think it's Romans 14 about the like someone who's been in the faith, eating meats offered unto idols, right? But he's around someone who is newly in the faith that might get offended at that. That is that question of, well, how does it look to this particular brother? This brother might get bugged out by a particular thing, right? So that is a genuine consideration that we have to make in this thing of ours, right? So I'll read that again. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from all appearance of evil. All right. So we got to be careful of that. All right. So Philippians 2:14 and 15 says, "Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world." Right. And I'll bring this one out because of that point about being blameless, right? So that people can't be looking at you and saying, no, but that particular person did X, Y, Z, right? I.e., we're not doing things that can, have a negative impact on argument. And that's the thing as well, because at the end of the day, yeah, this is a solo fight. We are working out our own salvation, but there are certain actions that we do, right, that will have a negative impact on those around us. Okay. Which is why, for instance, one of the reasons the apostles basically just put out, a ban on people joining the camps, because, you get certain people that join that ain't really fully there, right? And then they'll do a madness, and then now it's like, well, that guy was amongst them, right? And it's like, whoa, 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 he just happened to be a bug out, right? So that's why we've always got to be careful of what it is that we're doing, what it is that we're disseminating to the world, right? Which is why ultimately we've got to carry ourselves a certain way, right? You can't be at the camp on Saturday, but you're ripping off your colleagues on the Monday, right? Why? Because once again, then your boss or your colleagues, whatever, come by the camp and like, but yeah, but you're a grimy ass so and so, right? So it's all about being blameless. It's all about being I think the word I want is cognizant, COGNISCENT. Right, in fact, let's just look that up. Nope, I spelt it completely incorrectly. This is why people say the English is a bastard tongue, right? Because cognizant, because scent means SCENT, right? Goes into like knowledge, if I'm not mistaken. Like that's where you get science or sentient or whatever. But nope, this is the English language for you, right? So it's cognizant, right? Having knowledge or awareness, and that's the point. We've always got to be aware of, how certain things that we do, right, is gonna be perceived, right, in the world. All right, so it's Matthew 10:16 now. It says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Right, be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And part of that, being wise as serpents is being aware, right? Being aware of your surroundings, being aware of how a particular action may be taken, even if it's not meant that way. Which I'm not gonna sit there and say I've never done anything that's been misconstrued. Right, I'm not going to sit here and say that, but especially in these last times, first among brethren, but certainly when we're out there, showing Clark Kent, when we're in Clark Kent mode, especially, right, when this devil, right, who's coming down with great wrath, he can, sorry, he's coming down with great wrath, knowing he has but a short time, right? Especially knowing that we're dealing with him, we've got to be very careful how we are perceived, right? When we're in Clark Kent mode, right? It says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And part of that is going to be but we've got this clip of you doing X, Y, Z. We've got that, which, I say all of this, but this man's got technology where he can make it look like you did anything. Right? You look at these deep fakes, and if you're seeing what these guys can do with commercial deep fake, just don't even be surprised by what this man can do with military grade deep fake. Okay, because when you see them videos of, you know, whatever actor being made to say whatever, what have you, right? That's with commercial technology. So imagine, in fact, you got one with Godfrey, I think, on Vlad TV, right? Where basically they make him look a bit like the first one was really good, but in one clip he looks like Denzel, in another clip he looks like Cosby or whatever, what have you, right? And that's with commercial tech. So imagine what these guys have hidden in them, in the military arsenal. Okay, but once again, let's at least let them do the work. At least make them have to, put it through, through the render, wait 10 minutes for Adobe After Effects to, do the job, instead of just giving it to them. Okay. As the 2 Corinthians 5:20 says, now then we are ambassadors for Mashiach, right? As though the Most High did beseech you by us, we pray you, Mashiach's stead, be reconciled to the Most High. Right, now bring this out here for the word ambassador. Right, you think of an ambassador as someone who, is out in another country representing another country. Right now we're in Babylon representing Israel. So as such, we've got to carry ourselves as the greatest people on earth. Right, we've got to carry ourselves as Israelites. Okay. And once again, part of that is being, careful in how, or rather aware, cognizant, as we looked at that word, right? Aware of, who it is that we're around, and how certain actions, how certain behaviors not only impact people's perception of us, right, but people's perception of the Israelites as a whole, right? So once again, this is a quick one. How does it look? Right, till next time we say shalom.